Sometimes procrastination pays off. I didn't pick up the original version of Mystic Vale, but now I can pick up the Essential Edition. Tonight, Rolling with the Beard, we're reviewing this! Mystic Vale is a card game for 2 to 4 players. Here we have the table set up for a 3-player game. It uses AEG's card crafting system, which is really neat. So you have these sleeves, and instead of building your own deck like in Dominion, you're actually changing and altering each card. So in this market here, there are different level of advancements, and they come in a top position, a middle, and a bottom position. So you can purchase these advancements and you slide them in, so you're altering the state of each card and what it does. And a lot of these things will give you extra mana, which there's a mana cost on each card. Some of them will generate points during the game. Some of them will give you abilities to get rid of cards or to save you from busting. Did I mention you can bust in this game? This game kind of has a neat push your luck mechanism to it. So as you're flipping these cards over, you add a top card. This is known as your on-deck card, and you can choose to then put it into your field. And when you decide to stop, you will harvest your field, and you'll get any victory points that you flipped up, or you can cash in your mana to get new level advancements, or you can even generate some of these spirit symbols to purchase these Mystic Vales here. And these will give you in-game points, or sometimes they'll give you ongoing benefits and bonuses throughout the game, so they can come in handy too. But players will keep flipping over cards until they choose to stop, or until they have 4 visible spoil symbols. And at which point, player bust, they don't get to do their harvest phase. They do, however, get to flip over this little token, giving them an extra mana to use at a later time, but then they just put all those cards into their discard pile, and then wait for their turn to come around again. So that's Mystic Vale. This game is amazing. It's so cool getting to craft your own cards, and I love games with the push your luck mechanism. This game almost reminds me of the game Push and Dominion had a baby. These clear cards that you stick into those sleeves, getting to create your own deck or create your own cards, it adds so much variety to the game. Because do you stack up one card, make this one card really powerful, but it doesn't come out as often, or do you stretch out these awesome cards throughout your whole deck so that way every turn you get a little bit of bang for your buck? And I was concerned about what the cleanup would be at the end of the game, pulling all these cards out of your sleeve. It's really not that bad. The cards do have a protective film on them, so when you get the game, you can try to leave the film on to protect the cards, but in my opinion, it made shuffling a lot more difficult, because the clear cards, once you remove that film, do shuffle well. So do the Mystic Vale cards. They shuffle well as well. And all of the components are fantastic in this. The insert for the box holds all the pieces, and it even gives you little organizers to keep all the cards organized. Speaking of organizing the cards, though, this is really the only complaint I have about the game. And this, I feel, is a big oversight on AEG. The different expansions don't have any markings on them. If you notice in the video, I have little Sharpie marks on the bottom right-hand corner of all the cards, because that's the only way to organize them. If you use the Conclave cards that come with the game, which is a set of cards that you can shuffle, and then it allows you to pick and pull cards from these different expansions and use them in a balanced game, well, that's fine. But we spent 35 minutes finding these cards, because there's no way to tell which ones are the Veil of Magic, the Veil of Wind, the Veil of whatever. So that's really the only complaint I have. Other than that, the gameplay is quick. You can actually start flipping over cards in preparation for your turn. So even 3-4 players, this game is like boom, 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 boom. I do, however, like this game best at 2 players. It's a nice little sword fight out there, and there's enough turn angst. You can kind of look and see how much mana another player has, and be like, oh shoot, they have this much. Do I maybe push a little bit more to try to get that mana to get that one card that they might be able to afford? And there's not that much take that in the cards, but there's still enough player interaction, and the play goes so fast. It's kind of a race to get the most points, because prior to the game, depending on the player count, you set out a number of these point tokens, and once those point tokens are exhausted, that triggers the end of the game, and then players add up the point tokens that they got throughout the game, and a lot of the cards have a point value on them when they're purchased that scores at the end of the game, and then you score any points that you have from your Mystic Vales, and then whoever has the most points wins. Do I think you need the Essential Edition? Yes, I do. because there's nothing wrong with the base game, and the base game will provide you with more than enough gameplay and variety just due to the nature of mixing all those cards together and creating all these different bizarre combos of cards. The Essential Edition gives you so much more content. You could just play this game really for an eternity, and because it comes with 3 extra expansions in there, and it just triples the amount of variety and options that you have. So I definitely am keeping this one in the collection. It has lately been my favorite 2-player game. It's so good at 2 players. It's so quick and fast, and the teach is almost nothing. I mean, you just flip over these cards until you hopefully don't bust and stop before you bust. So overall, this game is fantastic. The components are amazing. It even comes with these little wooden tokens representing the different spirits that you can make that you use to buy the veils. Because with some of the expansions, you start getting kind of a lot of these different tokens that you're creating, and it's easier to keep track using those tokens. Are they necessary? No. Do I enjoy them and use them? Yes. Do I think they raise the cost of the game? Yeah, probably. But do I feel it's worth it? Yes. I know it's a roller coaster of emotions. Anyways, this game is amazing, and there's so much art on the cards too, and it kind of can be distracting that you're checking out all these neat little pictures on the cards. Definitely go pick it up, get the Essential Edition. It'll save you time and money because you'll play the original Mystic Vale and you'll be like, man, I wish I got all those other cards with it. Definitely get the Essential Edition and just have a heck of a time playing this game. If you found this episode entertaining or informative, please consider clicking that subscribe button and that notification bell. And thanks again for watching another episode of Rolling with the Beard.